live. Randy, I think we're going
All
live.
right.
Brother. Let me go see.
Always like being live on a Monday.
That's right, man.
There's worse things that could happen.
Yeah, let's see. There are, but so I think we're out there. Let me see. I'm hit a refresh button.
Yeah.
Come on. Remember we had problems last week.
Oh,
Boom.
man.
We're live on Facebook, buddy.
And I just shared it. So how about that? Welcome to a new
week. We're live on LinkedIn. Go ahead.
Yeah. So here we are, right? It's a Monday and it's kind of sunny outside, kind of, sort of. And got the car wash. So that guarantees some rain. I think we had a little bit of rain overnight, but it is what it is. Teddy, it's a new week and excited. We've got a great show lined up on Wednesday. We'll talk a little bit about that. But first, I guess I'll start and introduce myself, throw it to you, unless we want to change that up.
which we can do if we want to, Randy. The producers told us we can do whatever we want.
Yeah. Hey, folks, every Monday, Teddy and I get together for 10, 15 minutes to share maybe a quick story, talk about our upcoming Wednesday show, and also share a job tip or two. And so here again, nothing heavy duty. It's just a way to kind of touch base, check in. We have a little fun doing it, and it's lunchtime, right? So what else are you going to do during a lunch except watch our show? So there's that. My name is Randy Wooden. I work for Goodwill Industries of Northwest North Carolina. I'm based out of Winston-Salem and run a professional center. So we help folks that are in the job search, typically folks with a degree, maybe they've been in a leadership role, salaried kind of a thing. That's my program. But Goodwill touches the entire gamut from youth through skills training. No matter where you are in your career, our services are free, but no matter where you are in your career, Goodwill can be of help to you. So reach out to us. We're happy to try to help you. And as you know, Teddy, there's a lot of movement in the job market. A lot of folks are starting to look that haven't looked in the last year. And so lots of stuff happening. So make sure you're plugged in with us, and you can find me on LinkedIn. You can find me, on here too. Just reach out and we're happy to help. Teddy, who tell the folks who you are.
Well, wait a minute, but Kelly's on here and she wants to say hi, man. So Kelly dropped in through LinkedIn and she says she's never seen us guys before. I'm like, oh my golly.
Well,
she's missing out on a lot. So Kelly, I'll give you the link to the Wednesday show and you can join us there on Wednesdays. So anyway, thanks for showing up. Michelle, thanks for showing up. So for those who don't know me, I'm Teddy. I'm a LinkedIn strategist, trainer, and coach. I'm all about helping people master using LinkedIn as a business tool. And I get to hang out with Randy. And Randy and I, it's not going to happen this week. It's not going to happen next week. But the week after next, we might actually get to meet.
Oh, really?
We may, man. We may.
You're going to get your people to get with my people to line this thing up? Is that
they're working on it. They're diligently working on it.
Pretty busy man, I'll tell you, Teddy. We got a lot of draws on our time here.
Yeah, and there's also some areas of town I'm not allowed to go into anymore either, buddy. So, Edith's on here. So anyway, Randy, what you got a story for us today, buddy?
I kind of do. Of course, yesterday was Mother's Day, and so hopefully if your mom is still living, you've had a chance to talk or meet and say the things that need to be said. Mine passed away many years ago. And so some of you know I write a bi-weekly column in the Sunday newspaper here in Winston-Salem, the Journal. And it just so happened that Mother's Day fell on a Sunday, and it's the Sunday that my article runs. So I thought, why not write an article about my mom and her impact on my life and the lives of others? And it got me thinking a little bit. As a kid, we don't appreciate a lot of stuff. It's just things that your parents do to help provide. And she was one who had the plan was to go to college and study business. That's what my grandparents pretty much told her to do. She didn't like that. She dropped out, started a family, got married, and my dad worked. She stayed home with me, but then as a non-traditional student, she went back to school to be a teacher. Mm-hmm. And I never appreciated the sacrifices that she had to make, the determination. And I've always admired that with our professional center clients who are those non-traditional students. It takes a lot to balance a family and to balance a job in many cases, along with going back to school. So my mom was able to do that. She graduated, got a master's degree, and has been a school teacher for a long time. Still didn't appreciate her. She was an English teacher. She was strict and she was fair. She was tough, not just on me, but on other students. And a lot of them didn't like her for that because they couldn't slide like they were accustomed to doing. But, and I think you can appreciate this, and hopefully a lot of folks watching, you don't appreciate it when you're growing up because, by golly, I want to do what I want to do, quit holding my feet to the fire kind of a thing. But as we age and we look back, we go, son of a gun, that was really in my best interest.
Yeah.
That I was held accountable, that I was taught things right from wrong. I was taught how to speak, how to write, how to communicate. And it served me pretty well in my career doing what I do and past job that I had in radio. So I guess the thought here is appreciate what you have when you have it. She's no longer here anymore. And the many things I'd like to have said, many times I probably said things I shouldn't have said. Because like a lot of kids, they're like, what do you know? But as we get older, we find that we know less and less. And we appreciate our folks and the wisdom that they shared with us. So again, if you've got the opportunity to talk with your folks, tell them you love them. Stop in and see them. Do what you need to do while they're still here, because at some point that's going to be too late.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really
I'm with you, man. My dad passed away in March of 2020, and didn't get a chance for probably close to 6 months to see him before he passed away. So, during the COVID chaos, couldn't go to the hospital to see him and couldn't have a funeral either. So,
wow. Yeah. That whole thing about the appreciate what you have. I mean, it was not an easy time. I actually had her for 1 year of English in high school. And I will tell you that it drove a big wedge between my friends and me.
Yeah.
And also a wedge between my mom and me, because she wouldn't let me slide either.
Yeah.
I had to see her every day.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of things that were swirling around, but it's a life lesson that, we learn as we go. And life's a lot of chapters. So Teddy, what's your story today?
So my story today is what's the words I wrote? Be willing to get into a new conversation with someone who is way different than you. There's a group. I show up on I do these conversations all week long. I do a Monday morning at 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock in the morning, Randy. I look good at 8 o'clock too, by the way. And so anyway, there's a whole bunch of professionals. They're L&D, learning and development professionals, and they're somewhat different than me. They're not about social media. They're not about sales processes. But I get to hang out with people who are really smart trainers and really smart professional development folks, and I get to learn new ideas from them. So my point is, look for opportunities to meet and get into conversations with people who are way different than you. There's this one lady that shows up. We'll call her Pauline.
All right.
And Pauline and I got, she said, "Tay, let's have a conversation." So we set up what's called a one-on-one conversation. And, she had coffee and I was drinking water because we were on Zoom. And we started talking, and I thought that she was way different than me. And the reality is she's not. She does learning and development for sales professionals. So she teaches sales leadership, sales responsibility, sales processes. And I teach social media to sales professionals. I thought she was way different than me until we actually had a conversation, and our worlds align way more than we thought. So I know this. I learn this all the time. You need to find opportunities to get into conversations with people that you think are way different than you. Often you'll discover that's not necessarily the case, and that's where the magic happens. So that's my story. It was a great conversation this morning. So, Randy, who's our guest this week, dude?
Well, we have 3 that are scheduled. So, we don't get 3 guests in here. We're not going to split the pay 3 ways either. We're not going to triple their pay.
Right, man.
We got a budget, right?
Yeah.
I don't know what the budget is, but whatever it is.
Don't worry about it, Randy. Just stay in the process.
We talked earlier about teaching and training and how my mom was a teacher for many years and how she impacted lives. And Piedmont Triad Regional Council and NC Works being the state, those are a couple of entities that help people get employed, quite frankly. We're going to have 2 representatives from the Piedmont Triad Regional Council. We'll have Wendy Walker-Fox and also Jessica Raby. And from NC Works, we'll have Dion Carter, who actually works down the hall from me inside of Goodwill. And it's kind of an intricate weave of how agencies help. They partner and help each other.
Mm-hmm.
These guys are going to help explain it in layman's terms. What are some of the initiatives that are going on to help people get the skills they need to get employed? When companies look to relocate here or, add workers here, part of that equation is there a talent base?
Yeah.
Can we hire people? Is there a talent base to be had here in the area? And so again, these are a couple of entities that partner and really work to find the needed skills, kind of like Goodwill does, and also to say, okay, how do we upskill these folks so that they can have fulfilling jobs? But again, that's going to be Wednesday at noon Eastern time. So Teddy, I hope we get a good night's rest, because 3 guests, that's a lot.
It's a lot of work. And by the way, remember, Randy, we want to start promoting for folks to show up at 11:55.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Give them 5 minutes in the green room with us, man. That right there is an absolute, thrill. 5 minutes in the green room.
I even have a green shirt on today. So yeah. But that's a chance to ask Teddy about his health and beauty tips.
Yeah.
So,
or ask Randy, how's he keep that thing shiny?
Well, he said he looks good at 8 o'clock. So, I mean, that's one of us that looks good at 8.
Yeah.
Because I can't do a thing with this, so it's just, I leave it alone.
Do you have a career tip, buddy?
I could make one up. And it's an observation, I think, that we've all made. You see people kind of doing the same job that somebody else does, but the attitude of one versus the other person doing it is day versus night.
Yeah.
And I don't care whether you're sweeping a floor, washing dishes, or a highly paid executive. Don't be a jerk. Don't be a jerk, and choose to go through life with a positive attitude. And I don't care whether you're making, again, $10 an hour or $100,000 a year. It doesn't cost anything to have a positive attitude. I was out shopping. I know it's a shock, Teddy. I go out. I do mingle with the folks. Okay,
with
I get out.
Real humans.
Real humans. Yeah, I don't do any of this pickup stuff. And I go in and I touch the shopping carts and mix it up with the folks. But you run across people who just would rather be dead than where they are now. And I mean, if you're going to have to do the work, why not do it with a positive attitude? And I'll tell you, to take it to a job hunt standpoint, if I go on an interview and I'm like this, I just feel, and worse, say things that tear down your current employer. Who wants to hire that?
Yeah.
Who'd want to be around that? So, and my dad used to say, it doesn't cost anything to be nice.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost things to be nice, to be polite. And here again, it's not like you have to be everybody's buddy, but choose to make a difference and to do it with a positive attitude. It'll help you with your job. It'll help you land a job. It'll help you with your friendships and other things. So be that friend that you'd like others to be.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you, man. It was a struggle for my wife to hire me, but she convinced me to change my ways, and now she lets me work here because I got a little bit better attitude. Hey, here's my little tip for today. Be fully present. It's my little quote on my whiteboard today: is be fully present. And I caught myself on Friday in conversations with people where I wasn't fully present. And a couple things happened. One is, first of all, I got embarrassed because they had to ask me a question twice. I didn't hear it the first time because I wasn't fully present because I was paying attention to this dumb thing that was over there rattling. And the second thing that happened is I saw that my relationship with that person changed a little bit. I absolutely know that he's like, really, you're here with me, Teddy, but you're not really here. And that's a huge missed opportunity. That's a great way to fail, is not to be fully present. That stuff that's ringing on the cell phone, and that person over there who's wanting your attention, those emails that are coming up, those LinkedIn messages, those Facebook messages, those Tinder messages. Take the Tinder out, Randy. All that stuff can wait till later. Right now, you're with another human in a conversation, or a group of humans in a conversation. And when you are, be fully present.
Hey, I'll tell you, and I'm not going to name names here. Present company is excluded. This was not you. But back in the day, when we used to meet in person and there would be chamber events and other social events, there was this one gentleman and he was, to me anyway, notorious for this. You know how you can work a room, you kind of get in the room and you look around, you see who you want to talk to and such. Well, this guy would come up and shake your hand, but never look you in the eye. He would shake your hand and look to see who's next. And he would say, hi, Randy. Oh, hope you're doing well. Hey, nice. Pat me on the shoulder and walk away. And his body was always turned the whole thing. And so to this day, I mean, I'm sure he's a nice guy, but I just think the guy's phony. Yeah. You know, I really do. And act like you care, even if you don't. Same thing with the attitude on the job. Teddy, it's about 1:15. Anything else we need for the good of the order today?
Just remember, Wednesday, we have the folks from PTRC, Dion and Wendy, and what's the lady's name again? I forgot, Randy.
Jessica Raby.
Yeah. So show up Wednesday at noon. If you don't know how to get on, then send Randy or I a message, and we'll give you the link to register. I've had enough for one morning, buddy. I need to get some more coffee. How about you?
I'm going to go powder my head. So I get my makeup crew in gear. By Wednesday, I should look better, hopefully. So there's hope for me yet. Teddy, you have a great afternoon. All right, buddy.
Take care, buddy. See you later.
All right.
Bye.
Yeah.